What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got another crazy YGO Pro replay. This was once again from Saturday's stream, and once again I'm playing the Prediction Princesses. I actually really enjoy this deck. Like it's somewhat legitimate. It's mainly only legitimate because of Pot of Taboos and the interaction that it has in this deck, but the deck is not like, it's not awful for like an average ritual deck. Like, a lot of ritual decks are not nearly this good. I mean, I think it's pretty good. Like, I think it's at least as good as like Necroz, maybe not as good as like like Cyber Angels or something like that. And a lot of the reason that this deck is good is because Pot of Taboos is searchable in Prediction Princess, because you play Spirit of the Tailwind, which is, it's just a normal summon. You get your taboos. It happens to be level 9. Your big Prediction Princess chick is level 9 too, and then she summons that during the end phase, so you really don't go neg. And when you use this, when you use Prediction Ritual, you can banish it from the graveyard, and it also searches too. It's like a rota for like another copy of itself or another copy of the ritual. So it's really, it all kind of ties together. So, all right, let's see what happens here. And I'm almost certain that this is tagged too. I think I said that. All right, so we activate pre-preparational rights. By the way, that makes this deck so much better. And you see I grab my Pot of Taboos off the normal summon, and then I just summon my big Prediction Princess chick off of the Pot of Taboos. During the end phase, I get my Pot of Taboos back. And this is where the deck really just becomes like pretty solid. Like, that's a really good solid opening, where if you don't get Regeki'd, you're in good position, because if your opponent tries to do anything, like let me pause real quick. What I was trying to do is, during the end phase, I was trying to flip this face up to Regeki him, but like YGL Pro was acting stupid, so it wasn't letting me do it. Or what I would have done is tried to draw like 2 cards. Now, I don't know what the heck my opponent is playing, or excuse me, my tag partner. My tag partner is, this guy's playing some sort of like Synchron, Jack Atlas, like 5Ds deck. I don't really know what it is. But my tag partner is playing like a Karibo deck with Dimension Wall and Sandstorm, Mirror Force, and Kinky Boot. I'm like, what are you doing? Can I please get some legitimate tag partners? You know what I mean? So he activates Pot of Taboos, and he uses the giant Trunade effect. It's double Twin Twister, and then he just attacks for some big damage. And I'm like, it's not really the effect I would have used, but it wasn't that big of a deal, because if it would have fell into a Solemn Strike, we would have gotten it back during the end phase anyways. So here's what happens here. They set basically their scales. They're playing what's it called? Looks like one of our opponents is playing Dino Mist, and I thought that they were going to exceed here because he has 2 5s. I'm like, oh man, he's gonna go for Cyber Infinity. But I think what would have happened is, if he would have went for the Nova, my tag partner Alejandro, he would have flipped over the taboos, and we would have basically just Regeki'd their field. Now, he didn't want to use the Regeki effect here because of Dino Mist charge, and because of like Dino Mist, they can, like, their scales, sometimes they can protect their monsters and whatnot, but they don't have 2 Dino Mist scales, so I wasn't really afraid of that. So instead, he activates the Darude Mirror Force, which is pretty rude of him, and everything goes face down. So the exceed plays aren't going to happen. During the end phase, everything is face down. We didn't use the Regeki effect. He only adds Ceratops to his hand, and you see here, I just search another copy of my Prediction Princess. I normal and get another copy of Taboos. My hand is like actually pretty legitimately busted, and I do a whole bunch of battle damage. At this point, I was kind of trying to, what's it called? The reason that I went for Castel here is I needed to like unclog my field up. I needed to like consolidate my field into Exceeds so that I could summon my taboos during the end phase. You know what I mean? So my tag partner, he's like, yo, taboos is once per turn. I'm like, oh, wait, because it doesn't make sense to have 2 taboos, because I was going to have 2 taboos, but it doesn't make sense because it's once per turn. So I Castel the Dino Mist scale. I'm like, okay, well, let's make it so they can't pinch them anymore. And then I go into this guy right here. Now, if you've never seen this card, essentially Phantom Fortress is, it's kind of like a XC version of Trishula. Basically, it's ranked 9. I know people are like, Ouroboros was that, right? So you can banish a card from your opponent's field, you can banish a card from their hand, or banish a card from their graveyard, and you obviously detach to do that. Now, I was like, okay, well, you don't have anything important on the field, so I hit their hand. During the end phase, I'll bring back my taboos, and you can see, like, the deck actually put some legitimate pressure on the board, like Prediction Princesses. Now, it looks like they're going off. Now, when he went for this synchro play, I thought he was going to Black Rose our field. I was like, oh, crap, we're going to let this guy Black Rose. But he went for Clearwing Synchro Dragon, which actually is kind of like a hard counter to our field, because I'm like, crap, we can't use Pot of Taboo is like he'll negate it, right? Doesn't Clear Wing, if your opponent like activates a level 5 or higher monster on the field, I'm pretty sure that if it does that, then Clear Wing can negate it. Obviously, it'd be able to negate this too, because I mean, basically, a lot of our monsters on the field are, you know, like high level monsters. I could be wrong about that, but it doesn't matter because he ends up going for Crystal Wing, and I'm like, oh my god, that is my tilt inducing card, boys. So try to activate my Prediction Princess. Here's the thing, and I was like, yo, are you stream sniping? Because here was my plan, right? I was going to activate my Prediction Princess. I wanted him to negate it. Crystal Wing would have then gained, 2,700 attack, and I thought he would ram into Castel. And I was like, okay, that's cool. When he rams into Castel, I'll Dimension Wall them, and then we just basically win the game. But he chained a Twin Twister, and I was like, yo, what is that? That's hacks, man. You stream sniping or what? So we end up losing a pretty good chunk of our field, and it looks like my attack partner is going to have to try and bail me out here because I don't really have anything right now. So we attack over the Junk Synchron. Now this dude top decked another Dino Mist scale, and I was like, oh my god. But we did have another Darude Mirror Force. We had another Darude Mirror Force. I top decked Twin Twister. And at this point, I'm able to just Regeki the field once again. Now, I did want to go for some style points here, so I actually did normal summon my Shadow Falco. Again, why Shadows have tuners, I have no idea, but I am able to go into Star Eater. I generally don't synchro with Pot of Taboos, but I was just trying to go for like style points, and I've never really summoned Star Eater that much, so you know, I was like, let's just go for Star Eater. I looked at my extra deck, I was like, what can I summon in here that I never make? So we go for the Star Eater, and dude, Pot of Taboos is just too many Regekis. I don't think Dex can survive that. Darude Mirror Force, like Sandstorm Mirror Force, actually came in the clutch. So just want to show you guys a little bit of variety, other decks that aren't, you know, necessarily meta like Gem Knights and Prediction Princesses. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching as always.